say when there are no words. Feel a song that's never been heard. How do you know when you hear the call? What do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball, 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 cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use it. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of style. You can't fake it, mile after mile, feeling free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move 'em out, let 'em roll, from sea to shining sea. Ball, cannonball. What do you do when the mountain is there? How do you answer the challenging dare? And when your back's against the wall, what do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball, cannonball, cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use it. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of style. You can't fake it, mile after mile, feeling free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move 'em out, let 'em roll, from sea to shining sea. Cannonball. Hey, now cannonball. 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 Cannonball.
Yes, indeed. Good afternoon, morning, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is the Apex Online Racing iRacing GTE League Season 5, Round 5, here for our second visit to Interlagos. My name is King-Kodiak, and I'll be one of your commentators throughout this evening's race. Joining me in the commentary box, as you can see on screen, is the lovely man himself. It is StevieSQ.
Hello everybody, welcome to, as said, our second foray into this brilliant track. We have one more to go on this coming Friday. But this time we're here with the magnificent GTE car. I'm very much looking forward to what's going to happen here.
And there it is, so 33 degrees track temperature, rather warm. 15 turns of absolute excellence. We love it so much, we're visiting it 3 times as mentioned. The Formula 3s have had their go. It's now the GTE's turn to see what they can do around this fantastic track. Before we get into who is where qualification-wise, let's have a look at the championship standings. That is how the class looks. Jake Towns leading the way. I believe Jake Towns isn't here this eve. We do have a little bit of a depleted, even though we still have over 30 drivers. There are a few names missing from
Jake Towns is one of them. He is actually in that actual country right now. He's in Brazil.
Forgivable then.
Yes, he's decided to take it to a whole new level.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jake Towns still leading the way there. Cam K2, Domino 3, Reith Miller 4, Cooper 5, Van Eyck 6th, Smith 7, Brenneman 8, Washington 9, and Phil Bedford rounds out the top 10 in the AM class. The Pro-Ams are looking like so. Godefroy is narrowly leading over Sarah Dove, very close at the top of the standings. Canute in third with Sluman 4, Hoppe 5, Crutch 6, Gaillard 7, De Bruychek 8, Foku 9, and Gibbs in 10th position. And the pros are looking like so not so close. Irunom really having the rule of the roost. 44 points clear of Gaidemer, who's sadly not very well today, and I believe he's not here either this eve. And then it is Klima 3, Shepherds 4, Sasolski 5, Dressler 6, Lundgren 7, Holstein 8, Tila 9, and Volstrom rounding out our top 10. I mean, look at where our champion is, but he has had exams. In fairness to Mr. Holstein, he has had exams to deal with, so that's rather disrupted his racing activities.
Yeah, but he's back, and he's got it all to do. But we know how good he is. We know how good he is in these cars, and he'll come back fighting, I'm sure. And he's currently 5th place, just 3 tenths, 3 and a bit tenths off pole position. The grid in qualifying once again looking incredibly close, with the top 16 covered by a second.
Oh, wow! And Holstein currently 13 thousandths behind Shepherds, who's 13 thousandths behind Timu Toika, who's 93 thousandths behind Ina Marinsky. So, yeah, a little bit close up top, so that is absolutely incredible. We will warn you right now, the lag is not... well, there you go. Rather case in point, just as I was saying it, a big lag moment happens. It's out of our control. We did try... Stevie tried joining as a driver. Oh, you could try driving if you like, Stevie. That'd be my guess.
I'd rather not. Not today. You know, I don't want to spoil the party.
You don't fancy it. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, the lag is very bad, and so we warn you that now he's outside of our control. We will do our best to try and kind of, well, work with it. That's all we really can do, but it's pretty horrendous. Joining as a driver made no difference whatsoever, but we soldier on nonetheless. 36 drivers we have on in this session with us at the moment, and whoa, speaking of Mr. Holstein, he's just jumped up to second with a 28.399, just 31 thousandths off the top spot, still occupied by Mr. Non Marinsky. Oh no, it's Thielen has just jumped up to 3rd position in the Porsche. Nicely done.
Ahead of Marinsky.
1,000. Yeah, that's that's not even the width of the bumper.
That's very close. That is very, very close. I'll be honest. I was kind of put in my place on Friday because I thought the F3 cars at least would be slower than these. That is not the case. These are considerably slower than the F3s around here. So I'm very much looking forward to when the 3.5s go here.
Mm-hmm. And it's not overly bumpy, not like some tracks that certainly the GTEs will visit. So the Formula Renaults will be interesting, but they will suffer from the curbs, much like the Formula 3s would. The GTEs probably won't suffer as badly as we saw some of the Formula cars do. But you never know. You never know what could happen in the mighty race we have ahead of you. Are you having mic trouble again?
You would believe it, yes.
Yes.
But yeah, so I'm back now. It's good. But yeah, these cars should be able to take some curbs pretty well. And they'll like this track.
Wonderful, wonderful. I've forgotten to open my track map, so I'm just doing that quickly now. Now, I was given some pointers on how to pronounce the track names, and I can't wrap my head around a lot of them, so I apologise in advance if I don't get the corner names right. But I will do my best with them, and there's another lag moment there. So Holstein still holding on to that second spot. Irunom, there he is in the top position. Look, I'm looking at the gaps. Sasolski has now jumped up to 3rd. You have to go down to 9th, Fraser Williamson, before you have more than a 10th between each car.
Yeah, and this is what I like about this format with qualifying. As we see in the F3 and the 3.5 leagues, they only get a certain number of laps, and it's just go out for 10 minutes and do the best you can. Here they get 15 minutes, but they can do as many laps as they like. And it's a bit more tempting when you're like, I need less than a 10th, and I'll move up a place if I find 2 tenths. I can make up like 4 positions. But these drivers really have to get everything they can out of their car and out of themselves on a grid this competitive.
Absolutely. Oh wow! Who on earth was that just jumped off the road? Oh, it was Marinsky. It was Ina Marinsky. Stevie has told me of a very handy little shortcut key that I can use to actually jump to the car I'm trying to find. So hopefully there will be less of the I have no idea which car I'm talking about moments. Thank you very much, Mr. Stevie.
You're welcome.
Amazingly, looking at the gaps in between each car, as I say, Fraser Williamson has a tenth, not even a tenth and a half between himself and Timo Toika in 8th. Then you have to go all the way down to Soren Kritz's 17th. Oh, who's just flown off the road?
No one. Aaron Nom's just laid down a proper gauntlet.
Oh!
He's done 2.5 tenths clear at the top from Chris Holstein.
Okay, so we have another person that has more than a tenth to find. But that's it. There's literally about 6 or 7 cars at most out of 36 that have more than that have less than that have more than a tenth to find. It's absolutely amazing. And then Aaron Nom decides to just really go on then. You think you're hard enough? Try that.
Wow. I don't know about you, but I'm having some issues with my overlay not showing the green markers for
yep, I have the same. I can see the pros, and Timo Toika he's not classified, is he?
No, he's not classified yet. But it's okay, because it means if it's all of the pro-ams, it just means that they're the pro-ams because they don't have a mark on it.
That's fine.
I'll take that. So just a quick class update then. So Aaron Om, pro, on actual pole position. Yeah. Godefroy just ahead of Knut Martinsen for Pro-Am. And then in
Godefroy has nearly been clunked by the Ford of, who's that? No, wrong way. Marvin Sluman. As they were slowing down just to kind of give themselves a bit of a gap, and there was almost a bit of a moment there.
So it's Phil Bedford in P22 that is leading whole AM class by 5 thousandths over Sebastian Riefmuller.
And only 63 thousandths behind Sarah Duff, who's 62 thousandths behind Guy Arden. On and on and on that story goes. We have several people that have won the thousands to find. Evan Imre, for instance, in 15th has 1,000 to find over Jochen Lundgren, and Evans has retired to the pits. So he does have time to come out and do something about it. 2.5 minutes remain of qualifying, but my mind is blown at how close is it. I shouldn't be surprised, considering the sort of Formula One leagues I've been commentating on for the last few weeks and how close they've been. I shouldn't be mind blown at all, but I'm just absolutely stunned as to how close. It's okay. It's 1.5 minute lap. There are longer circuits. I get that, but it's a very, very technical track. Is Interlagos. It can go easily wrong. And will go easily wrong for these guys. It's not like, for instance, Monza, where the F1 league has just been. There's 76% of the lap is full throttle. There's no way in hell that these guys are 76% on throttle for Interlagos, unless they've got some amazing amounts of downforce that we don't know about.
Or a really rubbish engine.
Yeah, they're actually in a go-kart.
That produces no power.
Yeah, so they don't need a brake.
But yeah, this is an incredibly close grid. And the other thing that can make a difference here is slipstream. If you can get a nice toe coming out of the final corner up towards the line, it might gain you half a tenth. But half a tenth is maybe in some cases 2 positions. It's very frustrating in this situation though if you are if you don't get a clear lap in, or you make a mistake on your lap and you're like, I know I've got 2 or 3 tenths easy to find, but then you just can't get it done, and you look at the grid like this and you're like, I could be 7 places ahead of where I was or where I am, and that's the thing. Oh wow, look at that. Oh man, I can't get over it.
Yeah, mine just blown. Knut Martinsen, our new Pro-Am poleman. Pro-Am poleman. That's a sentence.
That's a word.
Pro-Am poleman. Say that one 10 times quick and drunk. So with a 128.831 for Knut, so just 33,000 to find for Fraser if you want to go climb the grid even further. Most people, quite a lot of people still on track. As you can see, it's still very, very busy out there. But the time is nearly done, 10 seconds before the checkered flag falls. And then we will see the grid formalise itself. Phil Reed was listed as not having a time for a while. He has put himself 12th in the AOR Hime 117 Ferrari.
And just as a reminder, compared to the Open Wheel Leagues, they can finish their lap if they've started it. Oh, Klima jumps up to second place at the line. And there's been out.
And yeah, who was that?
That was Sam Blackwood.
Oh, I jumped to Irunom. I think Sam must have jumped back to the pits at the point that happened. So that's one way to finish a lap, I suppose.
I assume Sam was not expecting Klima to stop.
Stop right there, yeah. So
well, in the driver chat, because they have access to a driver chat, Klima just replied with "lol." So I think it's in good spirits.
You at least can see that. I can't. Whether that's going to be helpful for you, I don't know. But if someone reports a problem in the driver chat, you can at least report it to me. But even with that impressive lap by Cloudy Klima, there's still 2/10 between anyone else and Irunom right up front. We're looking at Dan Sasolski in the Bushwing Racing Pink Ford. Oh, and again, it's just so close to running onto the blue part as they come out from Mugello, now through Junshao, then up the hill again through 13-14. Heading towards the line. What does Dan Sasolski do? He is in 5th. He has got, what has he got? 3/10 to find to the pole.
And 15 thousandths to the next position ahead.
And did he improve? He did not. He remains. That was invalid. And he remains in 5th position. Phil Reed remains in 12th as well. I don't think anybody else is on track. Oh, Irunom. So he didn't start his time before the checkered flag fell.
Yep, if you're not on a lap, then you've got, first of all, the remaining 23 seconds or so. Yeah, other than that, it looks like these two are just out for a little bit of practice.
Yeah.
Something else just to point out very quickly. We have an in-sim date and time. Fortunately, the date is the same date as it is in real life. The time for them, though, on track at the minute is about 10 to 6. And then the race start will be at 6.
Okay, so this race happened 2 hours ago.
Yep.
Okay, right. The qualifying is done. This is how the grid is going to look. Irunom on the top spot. Claudia Klima 2. Get my buttons right. There we go. Holstein 3. Tiedemann 4. Sasolski 5. Shepard 6. Marinsky 7. Toiker 8. Dressler 9. Williamson in 10th. Canute Martinson. So, Canute was shuffled down a position towards the end of that, but still remains, I believe, our Pro-Am leader. Phil Reed 12. Hoppe 13. Godefroy 14. Dove Lundgren. Imre Volstrom. Suominen, Krutz, Guyard, Ike, Blackwood, Bedford, Riethmuller, Foku, Debroicek, Bell, Sluman, Zelenika, Cooper, Domino, Brenneman, Kamke, Smith, Washington, and co-commentator was Stevie, joining as a driver.
Hey, that's me.
That's you. You get a mention.
So, just as I like to do a little preparation before the race, and just as a point, I like to set up some of my cameras. Like I set a couple of cameras. I've got one camera set at turns 1 and 2. Just so I can watch anything unfolding. I also set one for the grid.
Okay.
There may be a flaw in that, considering it's a rolling start.
Oh, so you'll see them very quickly as they stream
They'll
past.
flash by. Forgot about that?
In preparation for Friday's race.
Yes, that's what I'm getting ahead of myself.
That's it. There's nothing wrong with forward planning. Right, we know this. We know this procedure by now. Everyone is gridding up for the rolling start, and once everybody is set and ready, we will get this race underway, good and proper. As previously mentioned, it is a rolling start. They find themselves there. It's difficult to tell from there.
They're coming just before turn 6.
Oh, so they're just coming up the hill to Ferradura. I thought it was quite early in the lap, but hopefully the pace car won't. I know if I was the pace car, I would definitely fall off. There he goes.
If anybody's curious as to why some tracks have them do a full lap and some tracks do a whole lap, it's purely based on when that track was added to iRacing. A lot of the older tracks, such as Silverstone, they have to do the full lap, but generally the more modern ones, they only have a very short distance.
I see. I did wonder that myself, actually, so you've answered that one without me having to ask you.
So that's what I'm here.
Awesome stuff. Away they go then, so they're going to have to kind of weave their way through the field. There's a few people that are slightly out of position already. such as the nature of the beast. Now, the kind of the comment I made about the being safety car, when a few endurance leagues ago for Project Cars, I was the pace car driver, and embarrassingly that did happen a couple of times. I did fall off, yes.
Oh dear.
Invariably because I'd look backwards at the wrong moment. Oh, that's my dog waking up. Fortunately, my dogs are in the room with me, so that is going to happen from time to time. They're going to bark at some indiscriminate noise out the window. So nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid. Yeah, they always say never work with children and animals. And I'm not sure which is worse. Here they come then, so the pace car will be pulling off the road at any moment, and we'll be getting this race underway.
It's going to be crucial for Aeronom to get away quickly with the field this close.
Oh yes. Oh, look at that. Looking backwards from Aeronom's car, and we just saw a face full of Christoph Holstein. But here we go then, we are racing here at Interlagos. Of course, Aeronom having the benefit of being able to floor it whenever he feels like it. Into turn one, who's going to come a cropper with a field this big? You would imagine somebody will. Klima and Holstein side by side. Well, a lot of people side by side. Oh, what a move by Holstein! As he comes through the centre S's, he has gotten ahead of the second place starter Klima. Off they go then, streaming on down towards turn 4, towards the Descida de Lago. Lots of jostling going on, as you would imagine. Looks like everybody's made it through. Has anybody fallen foul towards the back?
Yeah, we had an incident with Jukka Suominen, Marko Zelenikas at the back as well. Flavin Foku has just had a secondary incident and has spun into the pit lane exit. Yeah, there was a little tap. I can't see who it was exactly, but Foku looks to be the only full casualty.
Look at this lot. When you go to the blimp camera, it's just the deafening roar of all these engines weaving their way through the hills. Oh, that's not I think it's 117. That's Phil Reed. It was wandering a tad wide coming through the twisties. Very, very easily done. But look up front. Aeronom is just gone. He's 1.2 seconds already ahead of Christoph Holstein. There is the leader, exactly taking Stevie's advice very, very literally. Needs to get out there and get on with it. Here they come then to complete the first racing lap. We have got 1 hour 20 minutes of racing of this wonderful track with these wonderful cars. Let's get the order up there. Oh, Godefroy's had a bit of a problem as well, I see. So he's fallen a little bit down the field. Here they come then. First time in anger. Through the field they come. And, Christoph Holstein's actually gained a little bit. Coming through the twisties. Who's that? Oh, that's Lundgren that's side by side. Oh, that's Evan Imre. Oh, big problem. I was looking at Lundgren just as he lost the tail end. He's hit the wall. That's problems for Jochen Lundgren. He's falling through the field. That's gone horribly wrong. And what? Oh, nothing. There's a bit of moment of lag there. I thought we'd lost Aeronom for a moment. No, the leader is still there. But, oh dear, Alexander Godefroy, as previously mentioned, has fallen through the field. Lundgren has had that particular issue, but looks like the field is now beginning to get into a rhythm. They're just very, very close to one another in that rhythm.
Yeah, unfortunately for Lundgren, he was side by side with somebody else through turn 2, was on the outside, lost that momentum, and everyone went to the inside of him to just like make up the position. And Lundgren either didn't see him or didn't realise too late, and came in and closed that line and put himself in the wall. But he's still going. He's just taken a position from Stefan Kamke. A little bit of damage on the front, but other than that, he looks okay.
Here they come then, Aeronom still leads. Christoph Holstein holding on to around about a second's gap. Then Klima 3, Mike Sheppers and Joris Thielen are very, very close together in the Ford and Porsche as they come down towards turn 1 again. The Porsche having a look towards the inside but not making a move at the moment. Sasulski in 6th in the Ford with Jimmy Toyka right behind. Then Fraser Williamson has got, that is Phil Reed, who's up to 9th now. So Phil has gained 3 in the last 2 laps, so he's doing alright so far in the Iwahime Ferrari. And then that's Marinsky, Dressler, Martinson, Dove, Imre. Imre's lost a position somewhere along the line. He's under a lot of pressure. That's Magnus Wallström that's looking to relieve him of that 14th position. And Williamson, you've just lost a position to Phil Reed. What a move by Phil Reed on the inside of turn 4. Nicely done. Still side by side now as they come up through Ferradura, now into the I can't pronounce that one, turn 7. Apologies, that's the one I can't say. Now turn 8, Phil Reed is not letting go of that one at all. And he's now going to have the next 2 inside lines through Peronino up to the Biga de Bato. which is at turn 10. Oh, that was close.
Little bit of contact. And Phil's run wide as a punishment for it. It looks like Fraser's going to let him back through. Unfortunately, that's let about 4 cars through.
I was going to say. Yeah, that was that Marinsky that shot through? Was, yes, Eno Marinsky in the 184 Porsche has got ahead of Phil Reed now, and still lots of side-by-side going on behind them. Also further up front, Joris Seedin hanging on to the back of Mike Sheppers, then Sasulski and Toika in short order as well. As always, it's very difficult to know where to look.
Absolutely, it's a good problem to have.
Yes, very first one.
Going to make a move on Fraser Williamson as Michael Dreschler and Nino Marinsky are side by side. The looks of it.
What a move by
Phil. No, it's still sorry. Phil taking that one from Nino.
Yeah, brilliant move by Phil Reed. He's really got the moves on coming into turn 1. Very nicely done. Here comes Marinsky again to try and come back at him. Whoa, Dreschler was thinking about an outside manoeuvre. Oh, further up. That was. Oh, Holstein's actually lost the position to Klima. So Claudio Klima back up into second, and that's behind was that was Yoritin and Mike Sheppers, and they've now got Sasolski and Toiga right with them.
Yeah, it was a lovely move from Klima. Just managed to get a good run through turns 2 and 3, and managed to take the inside line for turn 4. Holstein did not defend that too hard.
You know when the move's done, though. You know when it's just going to cost you time to defend fresh air, or just let them go too early in the race to be making silly moves. If you want to start making risks, then sure, but right now a little early to do. Look at the chain behind Phil Reed. That's Marinsky, Dressler, Williamson, Martinson, Dove, and Imre, Volstrom and Hoppe all in that particular pack. Looking back from Phil Reed, that is Eno Marinsky's Porsche. That's right behind him, Dressler and Williamson in very, very short order behind it. They've actually got the same gap there as Joris Thielen does on Mike Sheppers. Is the Porsche going to have a look? There he goes on the inside. Can he outbrake the Ford into turn 1? No, not alongside enough. But you just get the feeling that we're going to have this kind of battling for a long time. Oh, what's happened to Evan? Oh, what has happened to Evan?
Evan's got a problem.
He does. He's just pulled over. Oh dear, has he got a technical problem there? Evan Imre is very slow. He didn't hit anything, or he didn't on that occasion. So yeah, that's.
I can have a look. I know he picked up a little bit of bodywork damage from the incident with Lundgren, but maybe he's just struggling with it, and it's just going to keep going for as long as he can. They'll probably have to pit, although it is possible. We've seen it before. This is one of the few tracks where if they really fuel save, they can go to the end without pitting. But they've got to commit early.
Yeah, I bet. Martinson is right with Dressler and Williamson as they've been battling. That's brought in Martinson, Dove and Volstrom not far behind, with Hoppe in short order as well. There is the tail of that particular train. I'm just looking at the time, is still so close. If we look back from Mike Sheppers in the Ford, there is Thielen, Sasolski and Toika in that battle as well. What's Phil Reed doing? Phil Reed is closing in slowly but surely on this battle as well, but he's got Eno Marinsky in short order as well. Yeah, as Evan continues to fall through the field, that's another position gone, as that's Phil Bedford that's gone past him. Oh dear, great shame for Evan. You've had such a promise yourself, although he's now got slipstream on the back of Phil Bedford's Porsche. But yeah, definitely struggling, it would seem.
Yeah, I'm going to...
whoa! That's a long way off Williamson. What on earth happened there? So, Frank Williamson. He locked up into turn 1. And then... It's
incredibly easy to do. It's very easy to do, but he aborted it pretty early. He'd probably gone a little further down the escape road than he wanted to.
So, yeah, it looked like he was driving towards the ball.
But he should be able to keep going.
Oh, what a shame for... He was doing so well, was Williamson, but that's dropped him... Has he gone back to the pits?
No, he's
got big problems. That's a technical problem. Yeah, he's gone to the pits now. That's a technical problem for Williamson. What a great shame. Great shame.
It's unfortunately it can happen. Yeah, he's called it a day. And left the server. Yeah, it's all kicking off, but these technical issues, much like real life racing, it can hit you at the most unfortunate times.
Back up front, Irunom, his lead has decreased a little bit since the beginning of the race. Now under 2 seconds between himself and Klima. There's a second back to Holstein, so the top 3 Ferraris are kind of just holding that gap between them. Last lap, well, Holstein was the slowest of the three, but not by much. Then you've got that four-way battle behind them of Shepherd, Thiele. Oh, is someone in trouble? No, there's someone shuffling around. Shepherd, Steven, Sasulski, and Toika. And then look at that. That's the top with Phil Reed, Nino Marinsky. That's the top 9, all on that straight. The Rita Aposta heading down towards turn 4. So even still, even though we've done a few laps now, it's still very, very close. Eyes on the prize, very much so. But Phil Reed may well just be trying to defend more from Nino Marinsky at the moment because he's not quite closed in much on the 4 ahead of him, but long way to go yet. Absolutely, and just as for a class update, it's Knut Martinsen leading Pro-Am with Saradov hot on his heels, and in Am it is Phil Bedford with a 3-car gap between himself and Nick Domino in second, but with that 3-car gap he only has about 4 seconds. Yeah, up in 17th, that's a brilliant effort for Phil Bedford.
Yeah.
So
it's very good.
So, I mean, it may sound slightly condescending, oh, you're 17th, but you've got to think the way that the classes are built. There's a reason why there's a Pro-Am and an Am category. And to be challenging, you know, cars that are, oh, what's happened to Godefroy? Something happened to Godefroy. There he is. I was seeing his name descend. What had happened to you? Oh, he dropped it of his own accord. Whoa! I think that was Martinsen that had a slight heart attack there, as suddenly facing an errant Ferrari.
No, unfortunately, it was actually Evan.
That was Evan, right? Oh,
he couldn't get much worse. He's now got cars trying to kill him.
Oh,
we've just lost Flavian Foker as well.
Oh, shame.
But he was involved in that lap 1, so.
Right. But as I was saying, you know, there's a reason why the categories are built the way they are, and you know, if you're that far up the grid, you know, Phil Bedford now with that incident now up to 16th, you know, in a category, and you're potentially facing off drivers that are potentially considerably quicker than you. For instance, Soren Kurtz right behind him. He's in the Pro-Am category. Yeah, by rights, you should have all the pros at the front, all the Pro-Ams in the middle, and the Ams at the back. And if you've got people like Phil Bedford that are absolutely mixing it up in classes that are quicker than them, good on you.
Absolutely, and then it's a bonus of this format is that, you know, if come the end of the race, you know, Soren Cruz is still behind Phil Bedford, he's not going to lose out to the Pro-Am guys because it's class positions rather than overall position. Yeah. But yeah, and you know, we look at Phil Bedford and we go, okay, well, he's 16th. Great. There's over 30 drivers. Yeah. He's halfway up the grid. That's an amazing performance of Phil Bedford. But he is the Am reigning champion. So he's had a bit of a tough season. Currently, with him being all the way down in 10th place in the Am Championship, 85 points off Jake Towns. So he's going to want some good rounds.
Yep, and he's in prime position to be able to put a big old sizable dent in that gap between himself and the top of the Am category. So good for you. So that gap up front, Yuri Norm and Claudia Klima, has still come down little by little, just a couple of tenths. It was a little bit nip and tuck. I mean, last time it increased by just over a tenth, but it's been very nip and tuck with the top 3 Ferraris. They're still separated by less than 3 seconds.
We have crazy racing going on. Sorry to cut you off. No. Back with Merlin Cooper, Sebastian Reifmoller, Christian Broychek, Marvin Sluman, Yuka Swoman, and there's about a 5-car train, and they are scrapping incredibly hard.
Nice.
I just caught down and saw almost 2 sets of 2 wide into turn 4.
Wow. And I just jumped to Sarah Dove because I thought there was something going on there, and Magnus Wallström and Jeremy Hoppe are piling on the pressure as well. So Sarah Dove's got a lot of defending to do there at the moment. Oh, Thielen, very close. There he goes again. Is he going to try and move into turn 1? Much deeper on the brakes this time. The 164 Porsche, the Butchwing Racing Red car number 164 has got up into 4th position. Nicely done, but can he hold it is the important thing. Sasolski is looking to follow suit on the nose of the 148 Bushwick Racing. Well, Bushwick are being well represented towards the sharp end of this grid. Here he goes. That is Mike Shepherd. He's trying to put a move on, but no, he doesn't commit to that one. No real room for him to commit to. But there is scrapping going on everywhere.
Absolutely, it's and this track can be
nearly 3 wide actually. Sasolski, Shepard and Thielen. That would have gone horribly wrong. I think if Sasolski had actually committed that. Oh, but that's put Shepard a little bit wide. Is Sasolski going to try and throw it on the inside of turn 8? He does, but he's going to have the outside for Peronino. And that's enough for Shepard to come back up into 5th position. Ooh, that got potentially rather hairy for a moment. Goodness me, Sasolski was close. Go on.
Do you remember when SimRC had about 8 cars in here, and it was like a pack of tigers coming through?
Yes.
I remember you saying.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's how Mike feels right now. All these Team Bushfit cars are ganging up on him.
Yeah, absolutely. I did call them the racing coloured Ferraris, the tiger coloured Ferraris. Racing coloured Ferraris? What am I talking about? The tiger coloured Ferraris. Oh, Marinsky on Phil Reed. That's a potential move coming up for 8th. Phil's not even defending the inside line. He knows that's a potential. There goes the Porsche for the... Oh, he doesn't go for it.
Phil gone wide though. He knows got him into turn 1, unless Phil let him have that there.
Well,
that doesn't sound like Phil at all.
No. Oh, Krutz, what's going on with you? He's overtaking Phil Bedford. There he goes. The Ferrari running outside. The Dane coming through turn 1. Outside of that. Nicely done. And that is 16th then for the Pro-Am Ferrari.
We've also got a scrap with Cohen Van Eyck and Nicholas Domino. Cohen just got past Nicholas into turn 1, and these two were scrapping for 2nd place in AM category at Brands for pretty much the whole race.
They were, weren't they?
Still continuing, and they've got the pro guy Joachim Lundgren, who's had that issue, right behind them, and he's trying to find his way through as well.
Oh, Merlin Cooper, that's Krista Project already behind. That was very close. That could have gone horribly wrong, but they managed to keep themselves well behaved in that sequence of corners, and that is Marvin Sleeman right with them. It's, wow, again, difficult to know where to look. Jumping back at this battle with Dan Sasolski is still raging on. And, has Thielen had a problem? Has Thielen had a problem? No, that's again the lag is throwing my numbers here, there, and everywhere. It's been a little bit calmer now. I've said it. I shouldn't have said that. Has been a little calmer in the race, but it is still there. Unfortunately, it's still throwing the numbers here, there, and everywhere. Timu Troika keeping the pressure on Dan Sasolski coming into turn 1, but no moves in. Now we're kind of getting into the right. We've sorted out our initial positions. Let's kind of just follow the leader for a while and figure out where we want to be. Figure our strategies out, etc, etc. So probably going to be less nuts moves going on and more strategic play for a while, I would think. The crazy phase is done. Let's see how the next part phase pans out. But with so many cars so close to one another, it's difficult to kind of keep that level head.
Absolutely. It's and like we saw with Mike, and we've seen it a few times this season where you lose 1 position, you lose 3.
Yes.
And it's very difficult sometimes to keep that engagement and stay aware when you've lost 1 position and go, okay, there may still be others. It's very easy to just give somebody a tap and then you pick up an incident point, or they pick up an incident point. We saw it earlier with Joachim, with Lundgren and Imre through turn 3. It can very easily just be I didn't realise there was another car there, and next thing you know, there's been a bump.
Indeed.
Where is Imre, by the way? He's running down 15th. In 15th.
So
let me have a look at his laptop.
Damages hurt him a little bit, but he seems to have kind of recovered from his initial woes.
I will say though, his pace is pretty. Oh, Knut Martinson's having a move on Michael Drechsler, up for 10th place into turn 1.
Oh, no!
Contact!
Oh, and Drechsler's in the wall. Oh, there's going to be words said about that one. Oh dear, oh dear.
I'm going to have a look at that again.
Yeah, that was it wasn't even a big tap either. It was enough to pitch Dressler's nose into the wall.
It's one of those things as well. The moment there's contact and it unsettles the car, as soon as you unload one of those tyres, one starts locking, the other starts locking, and at that point you've got very little control, and it's straight into the wall for Michael Drechsler. He's still going. He's down in 15th, but he's still going. Yes.
Volstrom has just been visited by Knut as well. So, they were they were close to start with, and Canute was on the outside of Wallström, defending his position. Now sweeping through turn 9, Peronino. And oh, my computer's gone crazy. What's going on here? Come back. Why is all my windows moving around? Sorry about that. Had a small technical problem there. My monitor just went off. And has done it again. Please come back. Just going to sort that out. Do bear with me. My track map's now appeared in the middle of the screen. It's all going wrong.
Whilst you do that, I'll keep talking.
I'm back again, but yeah, for a moment there, this all hell broke loose for no apparent reason whatsoever. Apologies there, ladies and gentlemen.
Mike Sherpa's back on the attack of Joris Thielen. He is very close, and he's bringing Dan Sasulski with him. Very close. He's going to make. Joris has gone defensive into turn 4. It's going to be brave for Mike to try and go around the outside here. These cars do have a lot of grip, but it's going to be brave to try and commit to this. He's going to run out of road. Oh no, Joris left him room, but this is going to leave him vulnerable to Mike. No, to Dan, sorry. Oh, he's going to get boxed in. This is not good. This is not what Mike's going to want to do here.
Is Dan going to go for a move? Sasulski could think about it. He's going to dive on the inside, coming up to turn 8. No, he's... yeah, exactly as you say. He just got boxed in behind Teen and nowhere to go with the extra pace he had. And there's comparable. Look at the gap that... Seedon has then got for himself. I mean, it's only 6/10, which could, which ebb or flows. Let's face it, these gaps grow and shrink all the time. But yeah, that's an amazing set of corners there.
Absolutely, it's Mike's going to think he's fighting this battle with one arm tied behind his back here, with the rest of those 3 cars working against him. And just to point on Knut Martinsen, I think he may regret that move on Michael Dreschler. He's already leading the Pro-Am class. Michael's a pro driver. He wasn't going to gain more points over his class rivals, but if he gets a penalty, he's going to lose time. He's going to lose positions, although he's going to lose one right now because Wallström's right on him.
Yeah, there he goes. That's going to be an easy move on the inside of turn 1, I would think. Yeah, Martinsen doesn't defend that. Yeah, he's going to slot him right behind. There he goes. He knew that one was long since done. And Saradov is then going to rejoin that battle behind Martinsen as they come through. Turn 2 and 3 through the Curve del Sol.
We now have a 3-way fight for the Pro-Am lead with Knut Martinsen, Saradov and Jeremy Hoppe right behind. Who's that going slowly?
That's exactly what I was just wondering.
Marco Zelenica, who is a few laps down, involved on lap 1.
And very reshaped.
Yeah.
Oh, Saradov, hello! She's just shot past Knut Martinsen. I mean, still side by side.
Still side by side. It's going to be brave around there. It's going to be very brave around there. It's doable though.
Ooh, that was nearly impact between the Ford and the Ferrari. That could have gone a little bit. That could have gone the way the Dressler went. So it didn't. They carry on their merry way. How are we looking on incidents, incidentally? Most people are actually behaving themselves broadly.
Yes, it's not actually. It's quite hard to pick up many incidents here. There's only turn 4 in the final corner where it's quite difficult to pick them up. I will say I think our reigning champion has gained in back on Klima. Gap's down to now lower than a second. So that might be one to keep an eye on as well.
Yeah, Holstein is gaining. I'm being pestered by the wife. I need a few minutes. Sorry about this.
Don't worry, I'll keep talking. Just a point as well on the 3 cars here. We obviously have the Ford, the Ferrari, and the Porsche. The Porsche here is probably the weakest. Well, it's always the weakest on the very, very top-end acceleration, and struggles to get to that top end better than the rest. So any overtakes here are going to be difficult, which is why I think Joris is fighting so hard to keep Mike behind, because Mike will have a little sliver of advantage down the straights. These cars are pretty well balanced, so any gains are very marginal indeed.
I'm back again. Apologies for that. The joys of married life. So, unfortunately, I get interrupted in some things.
I was just telling the lovely viewers about Slight Cardiff.
I caught the tail end of that, and yes, I follow exactly what you mean. I do occasionally ask, who's going to have is any one car going to have a particular advantage on any particular track?
For here, Porsche is going to struggle just because the best overtaking opportunities at the end of a massive straight, which it struggles with, which is why I think Joris is struggling to pull away from that group. Despite the fact that the Porsche is generally quickest through the corners, it is going to struggle. Phil Reed's very close to Enar Marinsky. He's gone side by side into turn one. You wonder if they're going to switch the positions around again as they did earlier. Yep, Enar backs out of that one and lets Phil go back ahead.
Yeah, but that's dropping them behind that pack that actually Team Matoic has fallen off the back of it a little bit. There it is. The Holstein. Whoa, Holstein has caught up to Klima. He actually took 2/10 out of the gap between himself and car 110 earlier. So that battle for second has reignited. The lead up front, 2.5 seconds now. Yeah, Phil Reed cannot shake off Enar Marinsky at all. And behind Volstrom, you've got Martinson, Dove, and Jeremy Hoppy as well. So, and that four-car train has been there for quite a while. We're on lap 16 now. Most of these battles have been going on for quite a long time.
Yeah, these have been going on for like 25 minutes now, and you know we've got Pro-Am lead, well, 3 cars apart. Top 3 fighting for that in AM. We have Phil Bedford still leading the way on that with a small advantage over, nearly 10 seconds now over Sebastian Riesmuller, second in class, P21 overall. And then obviously we have our pro battle with Aeronom leading overall, with Klima and Holstein second and third respectively. And Holstein really is gaining on Klima.
Oh, the best laps between the top 3 are separated by, just doing some quick maths here, there's not even, there's nowhere near a tenth. It's 0.02 of a second separates the best lap of the top 3, if I've got that right. 128.906 for Irenom, 28.880 for Claudio Klima, and 28.889 for Holstein.
Yeah, those 3 are in a bit of a class of their own at the minute, but they can't afford to relent too much just because Joris in 4th is still putting some pretty impressive pace in. He's just done his best lap of 29.2. The pace is...
Christ, that was close. Enar Marinsky's overtaken Phil Reed again, and that Ferrari was rather close to the tail of the Porsche, and big lag moment there.
They're enjoying their scrap, they are. That's one that's going to go to the flag, I think. I have lost everybody. I can't see any.
I did enjoy it too, if we can see it. Yeah, I lost pretty much the top half of the field there.
I lost everybody.
It was a worry moment there, yeah. But unfortunately, as explained at the beginning of the broadcast, it is outside of our control. Nothing we are able to do about it. We have tried, but there was no control we have over that. And here we go again. There is our top 3, separated by 3.3 seconds. Irenom hovering around that 2.6 second mark now ahead of Claudio Klima, but Holstein is nearly to the 10th, matched Klima and Irenom ahead of him, and Enar Marinsky and Phil Reed have swapped position at turn 1 again. So
they're having fun, bless them.
Well, yeah, they are. I mean, they're slowing each other down because they're now 5 seconds near enough behind that 4-car train ahead of them. And there it is. It's who's that was jumping out? That's one of the AM Porsches. That was Chris. It's Chris Bell. That's has now got a lot of company around him.
Oh wow! It really is kicking off up and down the grid. We've got plenty of battles still going on. Holstein's gap to Klima has kind of halted around the 7 to 10, 9 tenths of a second. Obviously, again, like we said earlier, they will probably all pit. Not everybody, well, everybody. I don't think most people have got the inclination to go for it just because it's so competitive here.
Yeah. And it's not like the 3 up front are kind of pacing themselves. Their lap times are ferociously quick.
Yeah, they are absolutely going at it. Which is, I think, the appeal of this series. It is an hour and 20 minutes flat out, pretty much. There will be some small tyre management. The track temp is it's come down a little bit now, with it getting a little bit later in the evening. 29 degrees track temp, only a couple of degrees lower, but that can make a huge difference on these cars and the way the tyres work. So lap times should get a little bit faster, but they might look after the tyres a little bit, but at the front it seems they are still going for it.
Oh yes, absolutely. Like you said, just every battle is really only kind of every car in each battle is just sort of nip and tuck, and yeah, exactly as rather Phil Reed and Nino Marinsky are displaying, although they've settled down a little bit. Then that 4-car train behind Volstrom is still there. There is a Martinson and Dove, although Hoppy's fallen a little bit off the back of it. But we've seen how quickly fortunes can change if you just get a slight impact or wheel on the grass a little bit. The whole race can just completely dramatically change in the blink of an eye.
Absolutely, and any mistake from any in the top 5 is they're gonna have to all have some very quick reactions. We've got Jamie Smith in the chat, chose the wrong setup and had really bad understeer, and you don't want that here. You do not want understeer. Oh, sorry, they're very close to Knut Martinson coming into the final corner. She may have a move here if she keep close, but he does have the tow from Magnus Volstrom ahead.
Lag, not now!
We can't do anything about it.
I had a small your microphone issue possessed mine for a moment. It wouldn't unmute.
I don't know what you mean. I have the perfect mic. Magnus actually went a little defensive in turn 1 for Knut Martinson.
He did, didn't he?
Even though you would argue that Magnus probably does have the outright pace, it's so difficult to break the toe when they're like this, and with the field so close. We're talking a couple of tenths between pro and pro-am, and you can easily keep that in the toe. So I think Magnus is having a little struggle trying to shake off the Team AOR yellow driver.
And that's the thing, even though that we're in this kind of strategic phase at the moment where it's just pressure on pressure on pressure. You blink, you make one mistake, and you've had it.
Yeah, you can pay the price big time here.
You can't take your eye off the ball at all. Oh, Sosowski! Oh,
yeah,
that was a little close.
I was just about to say, Joris has managed to do the very difficult thing, and he has got a second gap now. Mike is going to get no benefit from Slipstream being that far off the back. Same engine and same powertrain in both of those Fords, so it's going to be just on Slipstream alone, and Sosowski's going to go the long way around.
Yeah, there he goes. He's nosed ahead into 5th. Shepard's going to have the inside for the first part of the centre S's, but can Dan Sosowski... Whoa, that's bounced over the second apex. No impact between the two, but Shepard's back up into 5th at the moment. Now it's going to be a drag race right the way down the Retro Poster. There is Timo Teucher in the Ferrari, just kind of watching the scene unfold. And that is Sosowski's back into 6th. He's well defended there by Mike Shepard. So there's slightly compromised coming into the Interlagos turn 4 and 5. But wow, that was a great effort from Sosowski, but didn't pay off this time.
I'm more amazed at Mike. I'm amazed he went for that. That is one of those moments. That's one of those sets of corners where everybody kind of knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Mike went to the inside for turn 1. Dan held it on the outside for turn 1, so then he gets the inside for turn 2, and it's just, that's it. It's game over. But Mike wouldn't have it. Mike.
Oh, Klima! Something's happened to Klima.
Oh dear, what's happened to Klima?
Let's have a look then. So, he's just slow. Did he get a slowdown penalty, I wonder, because Holstein just flew right past him.
Either that, or I wonder if he's deciding that Chris maybe has better pace right now. Chris has slowly pulled the gap in. So I wonder if it's been a... Oh wait, actually, he might have got slowed down. Gonna check that line again. He might have at turn 8. He took a lot of curb, and they can take a lot of curb, but there is a limit. So he may have just gone a little too far over that limit. We'll see, because they're very close, and if he overtakes him back immediately, he probably didn't mean to let him go.
Yeah, they are. You can see them at the top of the shot coming through turn 4. Then Joris Thielen's actually got a fair amount of... he got 3.7 ahead and 2.3 behind, so he hasn't got anything to worry about at the moment. He's minding his own business, but of course Sosowski still trying to pressure Mike Shepard into a mistake. Oh, Mike tad wide on the exit of turn 5, but nothing coming. Then Timo Teucher is looming to pick up the pieces if it all does go wrong. Behind there...
Look at the gap, sorry, that Joris has pulled ahead now. Over 2 seconds from Mike, just because these three had that little bit of a scrap.
Yeah. And, equally, Phil Reed and Ina Marinsky, because they've just been in this race-long battle, are now 5.3 behind the pack ahead of them. So that battle is costing them. It doesn't look like there's damage on either of them. It's just because they're defending and attacking each other so hard, it is costing them time. Not necessarily masses of time each lap, but it's every single lap. There's 2 tenths here, 2 tenths there. It's just fallen further and further away. Wow, that's wide film. He's kept it on the road, but here he comes again. The Porsche is going to have another crack at him at coming into turn 1. Although, Ina didn't have a very good run either, so Phil may be spared this time.
Yeah, I remember.
Sassolski, goodness me, that was close. As I changed camera, it looked like Sassolski was literally pushing Mike Shepard's there, but that was a little close. Oh, he's gone very squirrely coming through the centre S's.
An opportunity for Toy Cut easily. Toy going for the inside.
That's going to be done long before they get to turn 4. Yeah, and then exactly as I said earlier, just one mistake and everything changes. He just caught a little bit too much curb coming through turn 2, the middle part of the centre S's, and the Ford got wobbly, and that was it. The momentum's gone.
Absolutely, it's very, very close. Which is why I think the drivers like it. You can't afford to make loads of mistakes and go unpunished in them.
Yeah, and of course
we still
go on.
No, you go first.
As like you've always got that ever looming, the ever-present incident limit. Although no one's anywhere near it at the moment. That I can see.
I can see a 10 on with Richard Brenneman.
But yeah, that's
13 for Chris Bell.
But that's it.
Running in 32nd. Chris Bell is in the process of getting lap. He's got who's he got? He's got Magnus Wallström, Knut Morrison, Saradov, and Jeremy Hoppe catching them up soon. We have lost Marco Zelenica.
Shame.
But I'm not surprised after the instant start, to be honest. Shame, but it happens, unfortunately.
Indeed. Sassolski remaining still very close, of course, with that mistake he made. Now down to 7th position. Klima is either just kind of staying behind Holstein or isn't able to challenge. He lost a couple of tenths last time around, but he's just kind of. I wonder whether he's biding his time. He's, exactly as you suggested, may have had the slowdown, but is not necessarily going to pressure to get back into second just yet.
No, and he also could be using this as an opportunity to just save a little fuel. Let Holstein do all the hard work, and let his engine go under the strain of pulling 2 cars up the hill. But yeah, it could be partially tactical, partly it might be just, okay, maybe I don't have the pace of Aero for a while, you see what you can do and I'll follow you. They're all 3 on different teams, so there's like a mutual temporary alliance. The enemy of the enemy is my friend.
Yeah, indeed. Who's that? Oh, there's another leg movement. Come back. There we go. Nope.
Yeah.
Just come on. Hey. Make it me right. There we go. Those are the lag movements that we can't do anything about. And interestingly, the gap up front, I thought it had fallen then, but it's 4.2 now. So it has still an increase. Although, looking at the lap times, Holstein did gain about 0.04 of a second.
Okay.
All makes a difference.
It does. It's every little bit counts. They've still got. Well, we're just coming up to. We're a couple of minutes away from half race distance. So the fuel's going to be burning not very low, but it's certainly on its way down. Track's changing constantly. Track's getting more rubbered as they go along. It's getting cooler. Hopefully, as the evening comes in. Yeah, we've lost another 2 degrees on track temp. So yeah, hopefully, every little bit counts.
You see everybody running their lights. That does look cool, I must say.
Yeah, we've also got a bit of a scrap forming behind Marvin Sluman. Get him. There we go. We've got Merlin Cooper and Nick Domino right behind him. Unfortunately for Marvin, he is in the Pro-Am class, and the 2 behind him are both Am. So he's not going to be... Oh, Merlin's going to have a go into turn 1, even with the damaged rear wing on that Porsche.
I was going to say, with a bent rear wing, and he still went for it. I mean, my God, he threw the Porsche in there. He's like, I am coming through, like it or not.
Absolutely. We've also, just behind that, we've also got another scrap behind Stefan Kamke with Anthony Washington, Cohen Van Eyck, and Richard Brenneman. 4-way scrap there.
Yeah.
Battles up and down the grid.
Absolutely. So, I mean, we have sort of had comments fired at us that we don't often get a chance to check in on our AM brethren, so it's nice to get them a bit of airtime, and they're involved in some mighty scraps. There is Sleeman again with an amazing move by the rearranged Porsche of Cooper ahead of him. It does, unfortunately, because the lag is present, you can see on the overlay the numbers are just going absolutely bonkers. So that is one downside, unfortunately, of checking in on everybody further down when the server is this a little bit temperamental.
Just an update as well on classes. Phil Bedford still leading AM class by about 10 seconds over Sebastian Riethmuller second. Third is the battle we've just seen with Merlin Cooper ahead of Nick Domino in fourth for that. And in the Pro-Am, it's still Knut Martinsen running... Where is he? 11th. He's 11th, with Saradov and Jeremy Hoppe just a couple of seconds behind. So everything except Pro at the minute is looking really close.
I'll tell you what has happened though. Phil Reed has at last broken away from Einar Marinsky.
Yeah,
So
I wonder if he has made a mistake.
that's what I'm assuming, because there's now 2.5 seconds between the Ferrari and the Porsche. Ooh.
A few laps ago, he did have a lap that was a 1 minute 32.
That lost
which
him
is-
about 3 seconds.
Which, there's no easy way to say it, is quite slow.
Yeah, indeed.
I mean, it would have put him last in qualifying. So,
Just to put it in perspective, yes.
just to put him in perspective, he would have been at the very, very back of the grid if he'd done that lap in qualifying. I will go and have a look to see if I can see what he did and come back.
Would it be too far back? Well, no, I suppose you can replay as far as you like. Oh, who's that Porsche that's...
Oh, I found what he did.
Oh, go on then.
He had a wobble out of turn one and very nearly hit the wall, but he didn't. But it's cost him a significant amount of time to Phil Reed. Although I think Phil's just made a mistake. Because they look a bit closer now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That gap from him to Sosowski has suddenly jumped up a mile. So, yeah, Phil is trying his best to get away from Einar Marinsky. Then he has a chance and then has a wobble himself.
Just an update from what I can see as well. Anthony Washington looks to be our first person in the... If he isn't in, he will be coming in.
Yep, in he comes. Just as you say that,
I would like to say it's psychic powers, it's also I can see the driver.
You can try to...
And some drivers are very courteous and tell those around them that they're pitting, and it's good to do that here.
Troika, that's wide. Sorry, Stevie.
Fine.
Troika getting a little bit greedy with the green stuff on the outside of Jim Chow.
Dan's going to punish him for that. He's gaining on the straights. Might have them technically a different team, but they both drive for Team Bushring Racing. This might be a orchestrated. All right, you've had your fun. Now let me back.
Oh, saying that. Look like Troika was ready to go straight back at Sosowski on that one. That's an interesting series of corners, and the Ferrari is tucked right into the rear wing of the Ford.
They're going to fight this out, it looks like. Dan had a little move to the inside, though. Who was that in front? We've got Cameron in the middle of this fight. They have that scrap they've just had, though. It has cost them a significant amount of time to Mike Shepherd's in 5th place.
It has indeed. I thought someone was going backwards then, but no, that's the lag that's playing havoc with my numbers again.
I've decided to not trust the numbers.
Yeah, I'm kind of going that way myself, unfortunately.
We do have a scrap going on, or there is a very close scrap, with in 18th place with Sam Blackwood, Philippe Gaillard and Joachim Lundgren. Lundgren still recovering from that early incident he had at turn 3. And we've got Sam Blackwood and Philippe Gaillard, and that is a Pro-Am battle. You can see both from the green number plates on the car, and the fact that their numbers both begin with 2.
Indeed. And Lundgren right on the back of that particular pack. Not where he would like to be, but then he did start at 16, so he's not actually far from his qualifying position. So it's not really gone brilliantly for Joachim, must be said.
No, he's. I think he's carrying a little bit of damage, and he lost a bit of time with that incident in first place. So he's struggling a little bit, but he's still going. And it's class points, and if you finish, you will get a big bunch of class points as the like it.
Oh, Toyka's so close to Dan Sosowski. But yeah, they're now 1.8 behind Shepherd's. So Mike now has the opportunity to chase off after Tilo. Claudia Klimas has been within a second of Christoph Holstein since those two swapped positions. But they're now 4.7 behind Ira Knott.
Yeah, I will say, they've been racing now for over 45 minutes. Or Nick could just come up to 45 minutes. And I'm amazed the gap is as low as it is. To still be within 5 seconds of Aero is a testament to how hard Holstein and Klima are pushing, I think.
Martin's still nailed to the back of Wallstrom as well.
Yeah, I just don't think Wallstrom's got enough pace to clear them. And Wallstrom's quick. I know he's very quick, we know he's quick, but it's so hard to shake a drive when it's this easy to stay in the slipstream. Although I will say, Canute has managed to pull away from Sarah a little now.
Yeah, I saw that. The gap to Sarah Dove now nearly 2 seconds. The AOR Hime Ford is pressing on as best she can to keep up with the pack. Go on.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about that actually. He's still managing to go after that incident. Running down in 15th. Lap times have suffered a little bit. He's more in the 30s than he is in the 29s. So he's certainly carrying a little bit of damage. But he's still in the race.
That's the important part. Still in it to get whatever he can. Toyka still on the back of Sosowski. I'm jumping to the same people because that's where the close gaps are. Martinson is very close to Wallstrom. Now less than half a second separates those two Ferraris. But still, Martinson just got to bide his time. But time is ticking away. And it's about 34 minutes to go now. So nearly an hour gone out of this race before you kind of put a little bit more pressure on yourself when you know the time isn't there to wait for something to happen. That does just put a bit more pressure on you to kind of get on with it.
Yeah, it's very easy. It's okay, I'll deal with it later. I'll deal with it later. I'll deal with it later. And then eventually, as time does, it does keep going. And then you suddenly realise you've not got many laps left.
He's as close as anyone else is to the incident that I've just seen.
Yes, he's on 12 out of 20. They get 20 in this league. And if you hit that magic number, you are removed from the track. iRacing deems you are too careless or too dangerous to be kept on the circuit with everybody else.
We lost Phil. Wow, that's very wide.
Very wide.
I mean,
I wonder if Phil's struggling a little bit.
And Eno kind of followed him on that.
Very easy to do.
Oh yes, you end up just kind of target fixated in the car ahead of you. I always kind of think of like the pit lane entrance of Canada. That is probably the worst place you can be target fixated.
I didn't want to pit.
Ignore me! You've just got to trundle down the pit lane or just take your pit stop.
A self-given drive-through. Oh, Eno is so close to the back. I wonder if Phil's struggling with tyres a little. This track can be quite hard on tyres, and it is pretty hot. Considering it is... Phil very wide! He's got the grass a little bit. He was lucky there because Eno had to get out of it. To avoid Phil rather than press the attack. But this is going to be difficult. He's lost it.
Again wide. It's added another one incident point. I think is he going to let the Porsche go? Yeah, he was very wide off of the last part of Jun Xiao. And
what you're seeing here is the difference between Ferrari and Porsche straight line speed.
Yeah. He's not willing to let it go into turn one though, is he? Oh, so close! That could have easily been a nudge there, an accidental one from the Porsche. But oh wow, there's a lump there in that apex that Phil just demonstrated. But,
that curb is not a flat curb; it is raised on both sides. There is a point. Consider how out of shape Phil was at that final corner. And Eno benefit from no slipstream. He'd basically got the move done, but the Ferrari managed to pull back ahead. That's what the Porsches are having to fight against here.
I'm also surprised that there hasn't been more pit stops.
I think a lot of people are just enjoying the rhythm. Those up front certainly aren't. I don't think they're going. It's very much a reactionary thing up there.
Yeah. As soon as you jump, I'm following.
Yeah, and I think as well, there's a big grid. There's a traffic everywhere.
Yes.
You don't want to get put into something you don't really want to be fighting.
Yeah, very much so. There's a battle here. There's another battle to actually focus on, I think. Yeah, that is... Oh, the lag would behave itself. No, the lag doesn't want to behave itself at all. There we go. Finally got hold of it. That's Jukka Suominen, Alexander Godefroy, and Merlin Cooper are pretty close together. That dented Porsche we saw making some nice moves from Marvin Sluman earlier has undone itself, rather. He's now behind Nick Domino and Marvin somewhat, so it's sadly unravelled for the Red Bull liveried Porsche.
It's not what Godefroy or Suominen want to see, though, considering they've both completed their pit stop.
Oh, Marinsky! That's close! That's very, very close. How was there not impact between the two? That was amazingly close. That was amazingly close on that on the Rita Aposta, and down towards the turn 4. Oh, Phil again getting very close under the rear wing of the Porsche. He's not wanting to give that up. The move may be done now on the outside of the turn of the Ferris Jura and turn 7, and Phil's had to back out of it. It was only really going to end up that way anyway, so he's wisely given that up.
But also, just coming up to a battle between the two Slotherine cars of Stefan Kamking and Koen van Eyck, who I watched in the replay. These two were having their own scrap just ahead of Phil and Ina.
Absolutely, so they'll be rather disrupted. And there are the Porsche and Ferrari we were just looking at behind them. There was still about 3-4 seconds between those respective pairs, so... Was that lag? No, that's lag, that's fine. Ignore that.
Oh, no, Wallström has pitted.
Ah, so he hasn't had a problem.
Oh, I wonder what Knut will do now.
Yeah, so now...
This may be an attempt for God, his name, Wallström to clear, to try and get away from Knut Martinsson. He was in lag for me when... That was long. That is a long stop for Wallström.
Oh, Joris Thiele. Oh no, it was showing up that he was like a 10th behind Klima for a minute.
Yeah, that's just with the
lying numbers again. Dressler is right with Evan Imre still. That's currently for 13th place.
Yeah, that's again. You know, we talk about how competitive this grid is. You know, Dressler. Well, I've said that both of them are damaged cars. So I was going to give Dressler all of the compliments there, but his car is more wounded than Evans, I will say. But it's taken him nearly an hour to close up to this position. 13th place. He's still going to get some good points. He's what was he going to test? A lot. But it's class points and
points are points are points. Oh wow!
Points up.
Who was that big battle ahead? Oh, Irunom is right in the midst of a lot of back markers. That's Merlin Cooper who's just gone past. So that may have held up our race leader a little bit, although, to be fair, everyone has been very, very good at jumping out of the way for when the blue flag inevitably waves. But that's a lot of people that Nom's not going to deal with. Godefroy is already ahead. He won't want to get involved. And there he goes, pulling over to get away the leader. But again, he doesn't want to let anybody through. Cooper! Oh, well, opportunistic move there for the Porsche, trying to get alongside the VEC coloured Ferrari. He didn't quite come off. But damage or not, he is pressing on.
Yeah, Merlin Cooper is showing he is not afraid to go for a move. Or to throw it up the inside or something.
Yeah. And Suominen is right in there as well to capitalise on any particular misgivings.
Yeah, just an update as well. Dressler got past Imre into turn 1. Imre lifted off to let him do that.
Yeah, again, you know who you're realistically fighting against. And Evan didn't fancy that one. Phil Reed still staying on the back of Eno Marinsky as we are heading towards 26 minutes of this race to go. I'm still surprised. Oh, notifications shoe. Oh, that'll disappear in a minute. Yeah, the instant limit is starting to get a little scary for some people, I think.
Phil seems quite high.
Yeah, Phil's. It was the one I was thinking on in particular. Oh, this could be a potential move for Phil Reed. Oh, he backed out of that. He didn't fancy where he was gaining on that Porsche. He was gaining at slightly the wrong point there, halfway through the curve into Sol turn 3, as opposed to on the straight. But he's still keeping the pressure on though. But he's playing smart with it, which is good.
And just ahead of them, we've got Nick Domino and Cohen Van Eyck again at a battle with each other for 27th and 26th place overall, which they're going to have to let the lapping cars through at some point, which I'm sure they're not going to be enjoying, but they're going to have to do it.
Yeah,
there's a big look there, but it's not going to be enough for Cohen to capitalise, but it's going to bring him closer.
Oh, wow, here they come. Not hanging around, are they? There is 3 Porsches and the Ferrari. Phil's rather the odd one out there. Oh wow! Look how quickly that Eno closed in on them. That was before.
This is the best place actually for them to get past both of them.
Yeah, and
if they can.
Cohen that has let them through without any particular problem. Nick he's going to be slightly more caught out, I think.
No, he's going to let him. He won't get them through turn 1 or 2. He'll get them after between turn 1 and 4. Should be what I think Domino will want, considering now has a little bit of a gap to Cohen.
Indeed, so he's now going to stay to the inside line. Yeah, you could hear he bled off the circle there. Very clear indication he's going to go, but Phil, hurry up, there he goes. Nick Domino had to really get out of that, but into the braking zone for 4. It's compromised his entry a little bit, and he's kept Cohen behind him. That's obviously what he was aiming to do. Here comes Cohen Van Eyck. Is he going to put the pressure on Nick Domino? Not at the moment, it seems.
We have a bit of a train forming behind Philippe Gaillard in 20th place. There's Marvin Sluman, Joachim Lundgren, Godefroy, Luke Swimminen as well. They're all in this big old train.
Yeah. Well, we were looking at Lundgren, Godefroy and Swimminen earlier. And they've added Gaillard. So, well, Gaillard's a little bit ahead of them. About 1.1 there. He is in the VEC Sim Racing Cyan Porsche. That's an amazing train going on there. 4 cars involved in that battle for the honours they're going for there. Oh, there is a pro. Actually, is a pro and 2 semi-pros in that particular lineup. And there is Holstein and Klima right behind them, but they're really close now. It's only half a second between those two. So, yeah, now we're getting to the closing stage of the race. Things are really starting to hot up.
Absolutely, we've seen this time and time again with this series. Even the quiet moments of this race, which I say in inverted commas, is still full of battles, but it usually hots up quite a lot towards the end. Yeah, Klima and Holstein having to fight their way through the traffic, as well as Aaron Om, who's managed to extend the gap a little, just over 6 seconds now, having led every lap so far. Still the top 13 drivers still to pit, 14 drivers, even more, top 50.
There's quite a few people that still need to come in. Actually, Magnus Wallström is our lead car that's pitted so far as I can see. If my numbers do not deceive. And he lies in 12th position with, 16th position, beg your pardon, with Phil Bedford in hot pursuit. And yeah, Urinom showing no indication of coming into the pits whatsoever. And, Klima does though.
Oh, Klima in. Okay, good to know.
Klima is indeed in, so
we'll keep an eye on Klima and see where they come out. Just an update as well on Magnus Wallström. His lap times, from what I can see, have not been great. He might come out behind Knut Martinsen after Knut pits.
There's a mandatory stop, so they have to, no, it's not mandatory stop. Sorry, this one I'm mixing up my leagues again.
It happens. So Klima has come out just behind the Enar and Phil Reed battle. But other than that, he seems to have some relatively clear air.
There is Knut.
Yep.
With Nick Domino, Gavin Van Eyck and Saradov all in short order as well. Of course,
this could be bad for Holstein, sorry to cut you off, because Holstein's got traffic in front of him. And it's lapped traffic, so they are going to have to get out of his way, but they're also fighting for position. I would also think
it's Lundgren and Slumand already ahead.
Oh, and they're scrapping in front. They're going to be slower through the corner than Holstein would like. It's going to be interesting. Klima's had a clear air for the most part. Wonder if Holstein's going to be in as well. No, he just stay out. Interesting.
I was just thinking this could get a little messy into turn 1. No, Holstein's got through okay, but Lundgren has lost that. Slum has lost the position to Lundgren, then Godefroy's right in there as well. So a big old fight going on. That's for 19th overall. Should go to the top again on that one. There is the top 3 of this particular train. The 4 jumping out to see what's going on. Sluman trying to pressure Lundgren into a mistake, with no such luck at the moment. Sasolski still very, very close to Mike Shepard. That's now a battle for podium. Of course, lots of pit stops still to play out, so we'll see how that transpires. Phil Reed still on the back of Einar Marinsky. There is Claudio Klima after his pit stop in 8th position. So he looks on, and Joris Tielen's not too far behind. There's Kanu Martinson actually on the back of Joris Tielen. So Kanu Martinson still keeping up his best laps, not far off the best lap we've seen so far.
Yeah, he's it's pretty good pace, but I mean, a lot of the Pro-Am guys, the top end of Pro-Am is not that far in raw pace off the top of Pro, but if you consider that, but then you consider that Knut Martinson leading Pro-Am is 33 seconds off Aeronaut.
Yeah.
And that's the key. It's doing that lap one time, and then it's doing it consistently
many times,
every single lap. Yeah. Okay, I'm interested now to see who else on that top end again. Interestingly though, from Klima, he only came out in 8th place. Still well within the top 10 after a pretty long pit stop.
Oh, Suominen, is he going to make a move on Godefroy? Stay with these 2 Ferraris. No, he's not showing a sign of jumping on the inside. No, he remains where he has. A bit of damage on the right hand side of the SROC car 225. So he's maintaining that gap. Oh, Phil Reed again on the back of Marinsky. Is this a potential for the Ferrari? No, he's too far back to make a move at the moment, and Marinsky will be aware of it. If Phil has been struggling with these tyres, he's hanging on to the back of that Porsche very, very well.
Yeah, we've also got a move between Cohen Van Eyck and Nick Domino. Domino on the inside at turn 4 has gone defensive. Cohen's going to go the long way around. It's not going to work. He's fallen off the road trying to do it. That's definitely an incident point. That puts him up to 16. He is now in danger zone. With just over 17 minutes to go, if he has contact with any car now, he is out. That is not what he wants.
And Jeremy Hoppe, who's in 12th overall, has just worked his way past that particular, worked his way past Cooper, I think it was. So he's in that mixture. Imre is actually, to be fair, Evan Imre has hung on to the back of Michael Dressler.
Yeah, and I think that might have been a tactical move by Evan. They're not fighting, they're in different classes. But Evan has only been about 5 seconds or so for a while. He was not that far off Jeremy Hoppe. He's dropped a little bit further back now.
Shepard's is in.
Ooh. Phil's in as well. This is going to be interesting as well for those who have damage. Sometimes you'll have a required repair, sometimes you'll have an optional repair. Optional is up to you if you want to take it, but they can vary in say 5 seconds to 45 seconds.
Wow.
But both Phil looks like he didn't.
Is he underway again?
Although I will say, I wonder if Mike's made a mistake.
How so?
In the pit stop, because if you look at we from our overlay, from our information, we can see how long they were through the pit lane and how long actual stop was. Klima, Joris, and Phil all between 9 and 10 seconds. Mike Sherpa's 24 seconds.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. That has pulled him right out of that fight.
Yeah, very much so. Race leaders in. Aaron on is choosing now to come in. Is Holstein going to follow suit? Nope. Christoph Holstein is going to lead this race for a while.
Yes, he is. And he's got actually in the first place, so he will get to the honour of claiming that he led a lap.
Yep.
Sasulski's in as well. This is going to be interesting where Sasulski. Oh my God, I'm doing what you're doing. Comes out compared to Mike.
11 seconds stationary for Erinam. And what does Sasulski manage to do? Well, my numbers are struggling. 9 seconds for Sasulski, so slightly longer for Erinam, and nothing is really going to hurt him too badly. And he comes out in third. How far ahead of Marinsky? 5 or so seconds ahead of Einar Marinsky, who's got Claudio Klima for company now, with Phil having his stop. Where did Phil reappear?
Phil is down in 12th place, behind Mike Sherpas. Mike then has lost a lot of time. Mike's lost about 16 seconds over Dan Sasulski.
That's not good.
That is not good.
But still racing to do. 14.5 minutes of it, indeed. Still several pit stops to play out. And most people have got their pit stops dealt with. Holstein, Toika, Marinsky,
Holstein
and Holstein did. So I was reading out the names of those that haven't come in. Dove, Hoppe, and Blackwood, as far as I can see, and Sluman have yet to come into the pits. Where will Christoph Holstein reappear? Toika's gone through, so the Bushwick Racing Yellow Ferrari has gone through to lead the race for a while. Erinam, of course, has gone through past Holstein. That was not... Wow, that was quick for Holstein. 8.9, so that will bring him out.
Gained him 7/10 of a second just in the stop alone on Klima.
There is Klima.
But they're going to be close. They're going to be close indeed.
Yeah, so Holstein's got him though. Klima was fairly close to Holstein pre-pit stop, and that gap hasn't changed a great deal post-pit stop either. The gap from Holstein to Erinam has gone down a little. It's now 4.1 seconds. There's 2 seconds gone from that, but we know that Erinam had a slightly longer stop. So Timu's 8 seconds ahead of Erinam, so he's not really going to play much of a part of that. Erinam's had 3 incidents all race long. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, Phil Reed though, he's getting very dangerous. He's on 18.
Yep, 13 minutes still to go. He's got traffic to lap as well. He's going to have to be very careful. There are a couple that are getting quite high up there now. Holstein's getting not far off as well.
True. Holstein currently on 14. Now, Phil Reed won't thank me for reminding the viewers that we lost Phil Reed on the final lap of Brands in the it was in GTEs.
It was this time last week.
So he'll have that playing on his mind.
He will, and he knows as well as his teammate does as well. Phil has not finished any race this season. Unfortunately, he either technical issues or his own errors or errors of others has meant that his points tally so far is 0.
Canute and Sarah Dove have come in at the same time.
Okay, this is going to be interesting.
Yes, that is indeed. Who's going to win out over that? Sarah Dove! Sarah Dove has come out way before. Wow, 5-second difference there between Canute and Sarah Dove.
I suspect either that Canute has filled too much fuel in, or he forgot to either untick tyres.
Shepard's, that was close. Shepard's and Marinsky, very, very close. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, that's a long stop from Canute there. That is Pro-Am lead. He's led for the last hour and 10 minutes. That he's just lost in the pit stop.
Because he won't really get a benefit from new tyres with only 11 minutes left, will he?
No, but if he's his only issue now is if he hasn't taken all of them. If he's only taken a few in the panic, oh god, what am I doing? That can throw massive problems with the balance of the car. You only make that mistake once.
That sounds like the voice of experience there, Mr. SD.
Yes, I did it once to try it. I'll just change like front. Bad move. If you change the front, the car becomes very sharp on the nose, and you get a very grippy front end and a rear end that can't keep up. And if you do it on the rear, then you have too much traction, and you end up understeering everywhere.
So Team Toyka, one of the last to come in the pits, has come back out in 6th position. We still have people that haven't pitted. Sam Blackwood and Phil Bedford. Phil Bedford's been through the pits but didn't stop, along with someone else did that. Jeremy Hoppe did the same.
Yeah.
Bit of a strange one. So, Shepherds and Marinsky still very close. So battle raging on for 7th between Eno Marinsky and Mike Shepherds. That is that's Merlin Cooper already behind him. That rather distinctive reshapen rear wing is identifying who he is quite nicely.
We've also got the a battle for Canute. He's not only has he lost that to Sarah, he's now got Jeremy Hoppe right behind him.
Yes.
And putting a lot of pressure. If Canute is over fueled, that is going to make his car pretty heavy. And there is a bit of a note. It's quite noticeable when you have a heavy car compared to a light car. That is not what he's going to want.
No, indeed. So we've got several battles to keep an eye on in the final 10 minutes of the race. So Erunom leads by 4.3. Holstein and Klima resume their battle for 2nd position. Joris is not too far behind, but not yet involved, as that is, I don't know who that is, that's coming out. Is that in the Ford? That is Sam Blackwood. That is coming out right in the middle of that.
Oh, Shepherds on Eno into turn 1, so to go off the side by side. That was super close. It was a very late lunge from Mike. Eno just left him enough room to have his look on the inside, but didn't manage to take it. I think it's going to be a move in towards turn 4 though.
Yeah. As Marinsky being gained, Shepherds putting his car on the inside of turn 4. And that's just... Oh, you saw Marinsky hammer the brakes there. He did not want to plough into the back of the Ford. Is he going to try and switch back on him? Here he comes in, up the hill. Turns 6 and 7. And no, the Porsche's going to have to settle back in line for that. He's not wanting to get involved on trying to make a move through there. It's very, very hard to do through 6 and 7. There's not a lot of braking going on up there. Turn 8 you might if you've got the move kind of committed very early, but again, you are very reliant on the person you are trying to overtake.
Absolutely. It's any high-speed overtakes require a lot of commitment, and it's on the defending driver to accept that they've lost the position. There's no need to fight too hard for it. Just behind them, by the way, Nick Domino and Merlin Cooper in a tremendous scrap again. Domino loving the fights, as we've seen him in many of them.
Where is he? I can't find him.
But they are about to get lapped by Phil Reed. As Merlin looks to have the run, he's going to have to be letting Phil go.
Yeah, absolutely. There is Phil. He's got past 1. Oh, Nick! That's close. Nick was entitled to take the racing line. And he's going to bleed out of that, I would imagine, along the straight. But he's going to have to be careful. Merlin is poised, ready to relieve him of that position. And actually staying on the... as he lags. Oh, that's giving Phil a bit of a toe, but it's going to cause Phil to have to take an awkward line coming through 4. And wow, Nick had to shut that door. Merlin was doing one of his lunges again and was going to have to... He was thinking about trying to make a move, and Nick Domino looks like he's going to try and unlap himself from Phil, which he's entitled to do if he doesn't hold up the person he's unlapping himself from.
Yeah, it's not really... I don't think Domino's trying to unlap himself. It's more as like, please go! Please go! If you're going to lap me, that's fine, but go! I've got big battles behind me! He's got Marvin Sluman just behind the wheel. That is a 3-car fight. 4-car, because Kevin Van Eyck's just behind them as well. That is a 4-car fight. Oh, Marvin having a look at the inside of Merlin. Oh, Phil's running a little wide in front of them. Much to Domino's ire, I'm sure.
Yeah. And again, Phil is, as I said before, he's running dangerously close to that incident limit. 5 laps to go, confirmed on the overlay then. So leading up front is Stell, and is probably likely to remain as Aaron Arm. But that battle for second still rages on for, well, just under 5/10 of a second between Holstein and Klima.
Domino and Cooper are very close. Sorry to cut you off there. He's going to try and go the long way around. I'm amazed Cooper can even try this with that rear wing as it is, but they're side by side through 2. Domino's a little ways over that unsettling curve. Sluman's going to try and go around the outside at 3. He's going to have the slipstream from Cooper, although Cooper moves over.
Yeah, that's
very close.
That could potentially get very messy coming into 4.
Sluman's run a little wide. That's going to be another instant point for him, but Domino survived that extra attack that he was put under there.
Oh, but he's gone slow. Oh, that's the Saradov's coming faster. So that slightly broke up his rhythm a little bit there. Nick Domino then is hanging on to the back of Cooper. And Cooper's doing a stunning job. Oh, that's not an ideal line there, Nick. Careful of that one. What's he like? Oh, he's only got 3 incident. Yeah, he's only got 3 on the incident count, so he's got a few you can afford to take. Is Mr. Domino. Fair play to you.
And just a class update as we enter the final 5 minutes. We have Saradov now leading Pro-Am after Knut has had that issue, whatever it was, through the pit lane. With Hoppe still heavily pressuring Knut. As Knut runs a little wide out of the final corner, actually. And Germany's going to take that position from him long before they get to turn 1.
Oh, yeah.
That is all unravelling for Knut now. Whatever has happened at the pit lane, it has cost him dearly. Although, I wonder if he's going to have a go back. No. And then in the AM class, we have Phil Bedford leading. P17 overall, doing a tremendous job. He's led the entire race for AM. And second place in AM is Sebastian Riefmuller, who is he's a bit away. I'd say about 10 seconds.
It's difficult to tell because Riefmuller's lapped and Phil Bedford's not.
Oh, yeah.
So,
okay. Yeah, okay. I was confused because for me it was saying Phil Bedford hasn't fit, but I assume he has. He's got a light time.
No, he's been through, but hasn't stopped on my screen. Oh dear. Phil Bedford could be in trouble then.
I'll go back. No, he stopped.
Oh, he did stop. Yeah, our numbers are lying to us again. 3 to go here in Interlagos for our second visit. As previously mentioned. Oh, not now, lag. Joris Tieden's not far off the battle for the podium position, so if he gets, if the Ferraris are going to heavily defend themselves, then it could well bring Joris Tieden involved in that battle, so let's not forget that. He's poised ready, he's about 1.5 back at the moment. It's going to take a mishap of some kind, I would think, to bring him properly in, but you never know. The nature of this track is just that unpredictable. You don't, it could all happen very, very quickly. Kurtz is close to Evan Imre. That's a battle for 14th. Evan was following Magnus Forsström for a very long time. He's now 6 seconds behind Magnus, but he's now got a lot of defending to do from Soren Kurtz.
Yeah. Oh no, he's round at turn 1. It's Soren Kurtz. That's point into that one.
That's commentator curse.
Well done, he won't let you forget that.
Nope, he won't at all, but there's a big gap between himself and Dressler behind, so he's not going to lose a position, but lose the opportunity to fight. Joachim Lundgren has got Alexander Godefroy for company. Is the VC Ferrari going to have a look? No, he doesn't. Gaillard ahead of them as well. So that's battle for 18th. And Suominen has been on the back of that pack all race long. Race leader has 2 laps to go. Klima's still nailed to the back of Holstein. Joris Tieden hasn't gained much in... oh no, he's gained to within a second. So Joris Tieden is poised to get really involved in the closing stages of this race.
Yeah, it's all hotting up. We've still got Koen van Eyck and Nick Domino scrapping. We've still got Knut trying to salvage another step on the plate. I say that like he's lost our mass. He's still 3rd in class. Yeah, and we've got the guys up front for P2 and P3 and P4 still in a big old fight.
Knut will be kicking himself over that.
He will. Whatever's happened, he will be very angry.
But wouldn't it, I mean, the car didn't look damaged. But... Oh, Joris Thielen! Right with Claudia Klima now. Klima's fallen off the back of Holstein a little bit. That's now a second between the two Ferraris, and now the Porsche is right poised to steal that podium spot right with Klima. He's had it all race long, and Joris Thielen's looking set to ruin that party as they come up the hill for the penultimate time. Oh, it is all on Klima's shoulders now. Absolutely, those top three look so in their own little race, but they're in these final stages, and we're on the final lap now. Yeah, it's all come alive. Where's Aeronom? Aeronom's the only two turn. Aeronom's still 3.5 seconds ahead of Holstein. And wow, Thielen did a 28.9 last time around, was quicker than anybody else. In that last lap, he was only a tenth off of the best of the race we've seen. So amazing stuff. Aeronom has actually nicked the fastest lap whilst we weren't looking with a 28.850, which is still only half a tenth quicker than Holstein and Klima. So that just shows you the pace they've had. But a lot of people have actually been getting in the 28.9s as well. Thielen, Sasolski, Toika as well. So quite a few people in a very similar pace, but it's come down to consistency once again. But Thielen, that's somebody getting out of the way. That is Riethmüller getting out of the way. Very wise indeed. Oh, yeah.
I thought it was going to be a lunge there. This is going to be tough for Thielen now, unless he has to go into the final corner, because the straight is very much as we've seen in Ferrari advantage.
Oh, wow, that's a wide entrance that Klima was taking. But if it's legal, then why not? Whoa, Thielen's run wide. That's pretty much going to call an end to that. But your winner, here he comes once again. Car number 178. Look at that packet in the bottom of the shot there. Aeronom takes the checkered flag, Holstein 2, Klima 3, and Thielen just about hanging on, well, just about unable to challenge for the podium, so he gets fourth. Sasolski is going to cross the line of fifth. A lot of people crossing the line now at the same time. Toika in sixth. Sheppers is going to take seventh. He was one of the biggest gaps we've had all race long between himself and Toika. 17.6 seconds in the end. There is Ian Marinsky that's going to chase him home for 8th place. There he is. Phil Reed rather unraveled a bit in the closing stage of the race. That's actually Sarah Dove chasing him home. So the AOR Hime. Oh, does he swap position?
Yes.
No, Phil's. Oh, he did. Yes. Yeah. He let Sarah through. How sporty.
Makes no difference in the class points, but Phil's got points.
Oh, yes, he's
very close between. Sorry, just sort of very close between Knut and Hoppe over the lap, just less than a tenth and a half.
Oh, yes, indeed. I was trying to see if there was another battle still raging on. I think everybody has crossed the line now. So, in which case, I'm going to bring up the results tab. There it is. Once again, we see Nom up top. He's taken the fastest lap. He's led from pole. And only a few laps during the pit stop phase did Aeronom lose the lead. Then it is Holstein 2, Klima 3, Thielen 4, Sasolski 5, Toika 6, Sheppard 7, Marinsky 8, Dove 9, Phil Reed 10, and the rest of the field is Hoppe, Martinsen, Wallström, Imre, Krutz, Dreschler, Bedford, Gaillard, Lundgren, Godefroy, Suominen, Riethmüller, De Bruyck, Blackwood, where we still a number of people that did see the checker flag. Cooper, Sluman, Domino, Ike, Brenneman, Kamke, and the people that, Washington, and the people that didn't see the flag were Bell, Smith, Zelenika, Williamson, and Foku.
Yep. So your class winners then: Aeronom, Sarah Dove, and Phil Bedford for Pro Am, and Am respectively. And we already have people wanting to talk to us.
Awesome! My Discord appeared in the wrong place. We do. We have Aeronom, we have Christoph Holstein, and who's the third one? Because I don't recognise people's real.
We've got Sam Blackwood.
Oh, awesome! Right. Oh, everything's appearing in the wrong place because I had that technical issue earlier. Now all my windows are completely wrong. Right. You drag them over, and I'm just going to grab my.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
We got you mid-conversation.
Yay! That's always something we aim to do. Right. Right then, gentlemen. Hello, hello, hello. We have got Iridom with us once again. Hello, Iru. This is becoming a regular habit of yours, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, once again, absolutely flawless victory. Not a huge gap towards the end. Did you, at any point, feel under pressure, or did you have it all in your stride, all in your control?
Yeah, let's say this time my setup was a little bit too conservative, but the tires lasted, so it was hard to get away, and the rest was just keeping there.
Awesome stuff.
I have a question for you, Aero. I was told before the season started that before this season you'd not driven a GTE car. Is that true?
If you take 2 years ago, maybe 2017, I did the body scan, so nothing after that.
Wow.
Goodness me. Well, I think we'll have to start putting handicaps on you. We're going to put you in a go-kart for the next race.
Yeah, just the setup took time to make it work with my driving style.
Well, it's certainly working for you, I think it's fair to say. But well done, another strong victory. It's been a great pleasure commentating on you, and we look forward to the next one.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Who should we have next?
Let's get reigning champion in.
Come on then. There he is. Hello, Mr. Holstein.
Hello everyone, how are you doing?
It's good to see you back on track, sir. Back on the track, I should say. But
First track, yeah.
yeah. You had a lot of work to do in that race.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I haven't driven these cars now in 3 weeks, and it definitely showed a little bit, I think, in the beginning. And qualifying was brilliant, really. But after that, it was just like the first, 10 laps where I had to, get into the groove of things. And the battle with Claudio all race long was so tense. And I'm really happy in the end that I got it. But yeah, I mean, Aero was way too quick today, and yeah, congrats to him on the win.
I mean, were you certain you were going to fend off Claudio in that race, or were you just taking each corner as it came?
I think after I came out of the pits ahead of him, I was relatively confident I would be able to stay ahead if I don't do any mistakes. But yeah, I mean, what got me into that position initially is really his slowdown penalty at some point, which definitely helped. Otherwise, it would have been a hell of a task to overtake him at some point. Yeah, that definitely was, I think, the key moment. After, I mean, other than that, we were just so similar on pace. Even when he was like 7/10 back or something like that, he couldn't really get anything any closer, it seemed like, because the Dutch are kicking in the mid part of the lap. So yeah, it was just super close all around.
Well, great stuff. Well, it's good to see you back with us, Mr. Holstein. We know you've been a little bit busy of late.
Yeah, definitely. But I'll try to make all the remaining races. I can't promise anything, but I will try.
And we look forward to that. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Who next, Stevie?
Well, I think we owe it. We've got Sam Blackwood, Zara Dove, and Stefan Kampke in the waiting for us, and Phil Reed. So take your pick.
Let's have Sam. I don't think we've spoken to Sam.
We spoke to Sam last week, but we can get him in.
Did we? Oh, shows my memory. Here he is. Hello, Mr. Blackwood.
Hello.
How are you feeling after that one?
Tired. And quite frankly, bored of Interlagos.
How could you?
I had to rebuild my PC on Saturday. It took me 3 hours. 3 hours later, I had to do the 6 hours of Interlagos in the AOR 18.
So you know how many blades of grass there are on the outside of turn 6?
And more.
Oh, goodness me. So, I mean, again, having had obviously a lot of mileage on the track, were you quite confident coming into this one, or were you not certain where you'd be in the pecking order?
Wasn't really certain, to be honest. It's just sort of, let's see what sort of time I can do and hope that it's quite close. Somehow P27 qualifying, but that was probably the best I could get out of that. The car itself felt like it was trying to... Imagine trying to land a Boeing 747 at Gatwick Airport with a crosswind. That's what it's like trying to control it. It was just sliding out everywhere. There was no. It felt like there was no rake on the back. The tyres were practically glue at the end of the race, and I was meant to come in for a P18 around Gaillard, and all of a sudden I'm up on the jacks and they're changing my front left tyre, but they're not changing any other tyre.
Oh dear.
So that cost me dearly. According to Holstein, Fizzy had the same problem earlier on in the season.
We did wonder what happened to Fizzy, actually. We did see he was oddly long in the pits.
It was, to be honest, if I was to be truly honest, it was a waste of my Monday evening, because it was just following cars for 40 laps. Every single lap it would be 2.2 behind Bedford, 5 tenths in front of Gaillard, and it was just that for about 95% of the race until the last couple of laps. It was, to be honest, it wasn't fun, but I'm looking forward to Motegi next week.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
One more, Mr. Stevie. I think it has to be Mr. Camke. We don't often get to speak to Stefan, so let's grab him in. There he is. Hello, Stefan.
Hello, good evening.
Good to have you with us. You were involved in quite a lot of fighting, weren't you?
Yeah, probably the most I've ever been. Not really my strong suit. First off, massive shout out to Washington. His improvement over the last couple of races is tremendous. He put the heat quite up in the first third of the race, so really good improvement.
Awesome, good job, and yeah, shout out well given. So for your own performance, how are you feeling after that one?
Lowest incident count, I'm good with that. Otherwise, was a good race, but I was just always a little bit off the pace of the other AM guys, which were battling really hard. Had a few nice scraps, and then unfortunately Richard caught me. I felt a little bit he was blocking me into turn 1, but then I reviewed the replay and it just felt like it was... Yeah, he had a clean overtake and I couldn't get him back. My tyres were gone.
The nature of the beast. Looking forward to the rest of the season?
Absolutely, and no title ambitions at all whatsoever.
You're still second.
We'll see after this. I think I was 6th in class or something. And
Never mind, you've gained on Jake. Jake's not here.
Yeah, that works, but I think we were 4 cars within 6 seconds at the line.
You never know, Stefan. You never know. Keeping it realistic, no harm in that, but don't discount yourself just yet. Thank you very much for joining us, and we look forward to the rest of the season.
Thank you.
I think now is as good a time as any to wrap this one up. Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream. A great pleasure to have you with us. Thank you, Stevie, for trying to keep me on the straight and narrow. It's never an easy job, but it's always always happy to share the box with you, sir.
It's a welcome job. It's not for everyone, but I'll give it a go. Yes, it's always an honour to sit and talk beside you over these races. It's always good fun. Always a good use of my evening. Hope you've enjoyed watching. Coming up on the iRacing League video broadcasts on Friday, it's nearly over. Interlagos is we got one more. We got one more with the Formula Renault 3.5s, which I'm highly looking forward to. We've had 2 good, very entertaining races. They've got a good show to put on, a good standard to meet. The following Monday, next round of this championship, round 6, is at Twin Ring Motegi. A track is not often used, so that's
don't know that one at all.
Well, you're in for a surprise. I like that track. Go on.
As I say, we look forward to it dearly.
Yes, and then on the following Friday, we have the next round, the penultimate round. Gone that fast. The penultimate round of the F3 League at Road America.
Love that track.
Well, yeah, it's going to be good.
Well, I love it from a commentator's stand because it was the track I very first commentated on.
So you know all of the numbers, all of the names.
Nope, not at all. I haven't done it regularly. It was the first. But But until then, thank you very much, and we will see you back here for more AOR action. Thank you very much, and good night.